Today we talk about change, collaboration and convergence of technologies. If you want to hear more about that, please stay tuned to this vlog that we're doing today here in Santa Clara. I'm here with Mallik, who is the CTO of Ericsson Silicon Valley. Thank you very much for having me here.
Thank you, Paul. It's my honor to be here.
Thanks a lot. Maybe we just start by you introducing yourself, your name, position. Please say something about how long your experience with being here at Ericsson in Silicon Valley.
Thank you, Paul. Thanks for this opportunity. Hello, everyone. My name is Mallik Tatipamula. I'm the CTO at Ericsson Silicon Valley. I've been in the industry for almost 35 years. I started my career right after my master's at IIT Madras in telecoms. And I've been in the telecommunications for 35 years. Out of 35 years, 27 years in Silicon Valley.
Oh, wow.
Yeah? So I've seen three major shifts in our industry, going from classic telephony to internet, mobile internet, then later on moving towards software-defined networking. Now the third shift is how we can move towards AI-based networks. Or we call it as AI native networks. So it's been a fascinating journey to see how things evolve from narrowband, simple telephony towards multimedia communication. Now we are talking about AR, VR type of immersive experience using 5G. Now we are looking at even further into 6G for cyber-physical continuum. So that's my quick background about my journey in telecoms for the last 35 years.
Oh, wow. And today we are at your beautiful facility here in Santa Clara. For those that do not know the Bay Area, it's somewhere in between San Jose and Palo Alto and San Francisco then, so to speak, right?
Yes.
Very strategically positioned, also close to academia, close to your collaborators, and maybe some competitors as well.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So with that said, why is it important for Ericsson to be in Silicon Valley?
Let me share my perspective about Silicon Valley and then talk about why we are
Please.
Here. Silicon Valley, being here for 27 years, one thing I learned about Silicon Valley, seeing how things evolve over the last 27 years. So change is the only constant in Silicon Valley.
That's the constant thing, the changes.
Change is the only constant I've seen. Things change from internet to social media to cloud to now AI. In last 27 years, these are the biggest shifts that I have noticed. So the culture and collaboration is a key ingredients of that, being adaptable to that change in Silicon Valley. The culture of embracing the risks, culture of viewing failures as stepping stones instead of setbacks, so the taking risk and learning from failures and do better next time. So that's a fundamental aspect of the culture of Silicon Valley. The second thing is a collaboration. The seamless collaboration between all the key players, the universities, startups, major companies. It's an open collaboration system that really brings the technology to the life. So why we are here? We are being the leading mobile networking company in the world. We are seeing mobile industry moving towards cloud and AI and so on. So we are here to really collaborate with the rest of the innovation ecosystem. Innovation ecosystem being universities such as Stanford, Berkeley. Innovation ecosystem being our companies like NVIDIA and Intel and others. So idea is to co-create the solutions, working with the industry players, but at the same time invent for future, collaborating with the universities such as Stanford and Berkeley. So that is the essence of our DNA, is to really lead the world with our current products today, but at the same time setting the foundation for growth for tomorrow by co-innovating.
Okay, so what about other aspects? I'm thinking the access to talents, that is high here. and also, I mean, the possibilities of experimentation.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Are those important to you?
They're extremely important. The experimentation is a very interesting one, right? How do we really experiment and learn from the experimentation before we scale for the commercialization? That's one essence of it. That's why we have a D15 lab here to really experiment some of the 5G use cases, working with the innovative ecosystem partners, learn from the use cases and scale that into real world deployment. But in order to do that, you need the talent. So that's where we have the access to the talent here, coming from the universities, coming from the other companies, to really get the talent to work on some of these emerging use cases. So absolutely, those two are spot on, talent as well as experimentation.
So this that you describe about the innovation culture here, how even competitors have a way of collaborating. Why is it that this works here in Silicon Valley and not so well at other places in the world? What is your take on that? Do you have a take on that?
Yes. You see, it's a pre-standards research competitive culture. In other words, it's a mindset. It's a mindset of coming together to define the technologies. Although they are competitors, but idea is to define the technologies that changes the world. So it is kind of it's part of the culture and mindset where there's open collaboration is embedded. So that means that the mindset has to be a growth mindset, that at the end of the day you are building the systems where you are incorporating the technologies that you are responsible for. So hence, how can we really come together to drive that open systems and open collaborations? So to me, that growth mindset with system type of thinking will help even the competitors coming together.
Interesting. It's I think, and I think you said before that this is one of the things that is a difference between Silicon Valley and other similar regions in the world, isn't it?
Yes.
It's also, of course, helps that all the big players, many of the big players are here, right?
Yes.
Including Ericsson.
Yes.
So can you share some insights on how AI in particular helps the telecom system at this point in time, and how Ericsson is leveraging AI to help their customers?
Yes. Nowadays, there's no discussion without AI, mention of
Exactly.
AI. I'm glad that you asked this question. Telecom industry is about $2 trillion industrial sector.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
It's one of the top 5 industrial sectors. This $2 trillion industrial sector, historically, reactive and manually provision. If you have to provision the network from east coast to west coast, it's a manual process. If you need to increase the capacity to address the traffic demands, and if you have to upgrade your network, it takes time to provision the network. At the same time, it's reactive. If there's a problem in the network, if there's an outage, you're always reacting to it. So how does AI help? AI is going to really take us from reactive, manually driven networks to more autonomous, predictive networks.
Proactive, I hear.
More proactive, exactly. Reactive to proactive and manual to autonomous. You see? So that is a objective of us looking at AI into telecom industry and make them like self-driving cars equivalent, self-driving networks. So that's what we are really looking at, applying AI in the telecom networks.
Wow. Can you discuss some specific cases where you do this, just to make this more concrete?
Absolutely, certainly, yeah. So things like network operations, So what happens is that in a classic 5G network, things like base stations that we make, or the packet core, routers, switches, firewalls, you have got different network elements in a 5G network. And all these networks really provide some sort of an operational data in terms of logs and alarms. So that data gives you idea about health of the network, how the network is performing. So how we call it as network operations. So how do you look into that logs, alarms and traps to really understand the health of the network? And if there's a problem in the network, either loss of signal, loss of fiber, some sort of a packet loss or traffic outage, how can you analyze it, reason it, and take action so that people like us will continue to use network without any problem? You see? So one of the major aspects of AI in the telecoms is to really automate the network operations, to keep the network uptime high so that it doesn't disrupt any user experience, or it doesn't disrupt the network where the users are not able to access the network. So that's one of the major benefits of AI, to automate the network operations, to identify the problem and then fix it in real time. You see? So the second thing is the network planning. For example, everyone says Mother's Day is the day when you have the maximum capacity on the network. So you can see that traffic demand goes up and down depending on various events, in our life. So today we plan the capacity more like manual planning. But how do you use AI to really understand the demands, spin in, spin out the capacity almost in real time? You see? So that's the second aspect of AI in the telecoms, apart from network operations, but also automating the network planning aspects. You see? So these are the two major use cases I can think of.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. Also, beautiful to hear that the telecom traffic is peaking on Mother's Day.
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, so these are opportunities with AI. What about? Can you share some challenges? So, what are your thoughts on challenges?
Yep, absolutely. You see, telecom is the most critical infrastructure for any country because our lives are now dependent on telecom. We can't step out of the house without our mobile phone. That gives us an idea. It has become critical component of our lives. So since it is a critical infrastructure, AI need to be a lot more explainable. Right now AI is more of a, it gives the insight or inferencing or action, but it doesn't really provide a rational or explainability on that action. So explainability is critical for telecoms because we are a telecom infrastructure being such a critical infrastructure for the country. As an example, if there's a traffic outage, what is the reason for the traffic outage? And if there is an action taken, what is the rationale for that action taken? So to me, explainability is one of them. Second aspect of it is we call it as trustworthiness. We need to think about trustworthy AI algorithms, trustworthy data models, because currently the telecom infrastructure is very critical and trustworthy infrastructure. So when we apply AI, we want to make sure that AI is also trustworthy. Okay, so trustworthiness and explainability are two interesting, very important things that we are looking at.
But those are really challenges within AI.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
I see. So, being here in Silicon Valley, what are you sort of doing with the ecosystem in order to address these both challenges and opportunities?
So we have taken a very comprehensive view of AI. We are on the near-term platform perspective. We are working with our industrial partners such as NVIDIA, Intel and others to really look at implementing some of the AI use cases within our platform to address the customer needs in terms of optimizing or automating network operations and others. Yeah, that's more on the near-term product/platform implementation perspective. And then the next thing is that we are also leading the standards.
Yeah.
As an example, we are one of the founding members of AI RAN Alliance.
Yeah.
AI RAN stands for Radio Access Network Alliance, right? So we are leading AI RAN Alliance, bringing the community together to really think about how AI should be applied in the radio access networks context. And long term, we are collaborating with both UC Berkeley and Stanford to really innovate what next. You know, what next in terms of agentic framework for AI.
Yeah.
What next for coming up with agent-to-agent protocols. Yeah. So you can see we are taking a comprehensive approach about near term, working with our industrial partners for AI implementation in our platforms. The near to mid term, influencing the standards or leading the standards. You know, long term, working with the university research colleagues to think about what next.
Yeah. Ericsson is a system company. So now that we are already talking about the future, what do you see in the next 10 years or so when it comes to 6G and how to realize this?
Excellent question. Yeah. So, you know, Paul, when you and I were grad students 20, 30 years ago, these fields are completely specialized fields. Communications, compute, and then control systems. There were three independent fields. In the communications, in 1990s, we were talking about how do we move from analog to digital communications. In the compute world, it's all about mainframes. How do we move towards more personal computers? You know, going from central to distributed computing. In the control systems, we are talking about how do we move from symbolic AI towards more neural networks type of technologies. But fast forward 30 years later, currently now, these fields are converging. Communications, compute, and control, they're converging. Why? It's mainly driven by low latency applications, where you need low latency communication link and high speed compute to process the data at that local edge locations. And then you need the AI to drive the inferencing. So you can see that there's a fundamental convergence of these technologies, connectivity, compute, and control. It's happening. Yeah. So now, next 10 years, this convergence is going to continue even more. You see, if this becomes an infrastructure of choice for next 10 years, where the connectivity, compute, and control are being integrated, now, how do you make it trustworthiness of that infrastructure? And then how do you make it much more energy efficient? What kind of metamaterials or smart materials we should think about to make it more energy efficient? How does quantum play a role? What does neuromorphic computing means in this infrastructure? You see, so lots of interesting questions.
Let's make a separate episode about quantum. I see. So, I mean, you touch upon both opportunities and challenges there. Technologically, how do you think of this in terms of talents needed, education, or how to perform research? And maybe we can start there.
Yes, absolutely. That's an excellent question. You know, as the technologies converge, it also requires multiple actors coming together and collaborating. You see, the way in current AI edge computing world, the way we are collaborating with hypercloud providers like Google, AI players like NVIDIA. So you can see the 5G really inspired telco players to collaborate with the cloud players like Google and AI players like NVIDIA. So that only going to continue further and further for next 10 years. That's on the industry point of view. Now from academic point of view, we should, this is a topic of my personal passion, that we should really inspire the next generation talent
Yeah.
in terms of transdisciplinary education and learning, where they get to learn these fields or the convergence of these fields, and then drive innovation at the intersection of these fields. That's where I feel the next 10 years exponential innovation is at the confluence of these technologies. When I say these technologies, means connectivity, compute, control, along with the materials and energy efficient technologies.
In the intersection points, you mean?
Exactly. So to me, the transdisciplinary education and learning is extremely important for the universities to look into and see how we can, train our next generation talent, not only to help the industries but also innovate, at this intersection.
Yeah. So it's both a topic. It is a topic for education. Then, of course, it's also a topic for the research.
Absolutely.
As such, right?
Absolutely.
So, and what is Ericsson doing to address this?
Yes. So, in fact, Ericsson strongly believes in being a systems company. We look at number of these things in a systems with a systems mindset. For example, when it comes to metamaterials, we are collaborating with MIT, Material Science Research Labs, to really look at how can the next generation materials change the way we design antennas. How can we create a batteryless sensors, where you can generate, the sensors can convert that ambient energy into kinetic energy to power the sensors. So that sensors are no more battery powered. So that way sensors are a lot more compact, smaller. At the same time, price points are much cheaper. You see? So we are collaborating with MIT Material Science Research Labs there. And we are also collaborating with Berkeley on explainable system side. We are collaborating with Stanford on more System X. What does this hardware accelerator means for the next generation AI? So you can see we are collaborating with the universities to drive this more cross-disciplinary research. What does these technologies mean to next generation wireless systems, so-called 6G systems?
So it's really cross or multidisciplinary, but I also hear you say in another dimension, it's all the way from materials up to the highest system properties.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
So it's really covering a big space there.
In fact, we were one of the corporate sponsors for National Science Foundation public-private partnership. It's called FUSE. FUSE stands for Future of Semiconductors. So the idea is that how do we inspire in cross-disciplinary research between circuits, devices, materials, and systems. So that's one of the best examples on what Ericsson is doing to really bring the researchers from circuits, devices, materials, and systems come together and think about how to really drive this cross-disciplinary research to inspire 6G systems.
Wow. Thanks a lot. I was thinking maybe we could round this up.
Yes.
By you saying something about what this all means to Sweden. How can Sweden leverage its strength to stay on as a leader or a leading nation in the world?
Absolutely.
Can you do that? I know it's a big big ask.
I'm going to make a guess, but I've got enormous respect for Sweden, not only working for Ericsson, but knowing this Swedish universities and knowing Swedish ecosystem. It's a country that believes in that innovation. There's a great innovation spirit. So to me, how can we continue to encourage that risk-taking? And also failure seen as a stepping stone, not as a setback. How can you inculcate such a mindset of taking a risk, learning from the failures?
I hear you saying now we are not doing this enough today.
I'm not sure. That is a kind of culture that Silicon Valley does.
I know, yeah.
I'm assuming Sweden has the same, but I think it should be important to continue to encourage and motivate such kind of thinking. Yeah, that's the first one. Second thing is the collaboration.
Yeah.
Collaboration between the universities, industry, as well as government agencies. And I know in Sweden, your ecosystem does a fantastic job collaborating between these three entities, industry, academia, and governments. I think it would be good to continue that collaboration and in fact expand it into these multidisciplinary areas that we talked about. Yeah, that's the second one. The third one is access to the capital and talent. You know, I think if we can inspire the, supporting these ideas through capital investment, as well as mentoring the startups, mentoring this next generation talent to make some more impactful things. So to me, the mindset, second thing is the collaborative culture, which already there, continue to inspire, and mentor. And the last one is access to the capital.
Yeah. That's a big wish list. But I think what I hear you say, well, you said the way of thinking, but to take bigger risks.
Yes.
Right? And then continue to collaborate the way we do in the triple helix.
Absolutely.
And then the venture capital issue that we need to work with.
The great thing about Sweden is that it's an innovative culture. There's already innovative mindset. Yeah. Now, if we can complement with some other things that we can learn from Silicon Valley, I think Sweden has a chance to lead the rest of the world, especially during a time when the technologies are converging, during a time where you have fantastic universities, world-class universities, with world-class industry ecosystem there. It's a matter of just going one step further.
Wow, thank you so much. Thank you for sharing your thoughts on this. It has been super nice to talk to you.
Thank you. Thank you, Paul. It's my pleasure.
And thank you again for inviting me here.
It's my honor. Thank you.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.